अब अगले इंद्रानी तहबिलदार जी हमारे साथ ज्वाइन करेंगी। इंद्रानी जी गुवाहाटी से ज्वाइन करेंगी। आप वर्तमान में नॉर्थ ईस्ट सोसाइटी फॉर सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की महासचिव हैं और आप असम स्टेट कमीशन फॉर प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ चाइल्ड राइट्स की भी सदस्य हैं, और आपने रीच नामक संस्थान में एज एन एडवाइजर, रिसोर्स ग्रुप फॉर एजुकेशन एंड एडवोकेसी फॉर कम्युनिटी हेल्थ नामक संस्थान में आपने एडवाइजर की तरह भी सर्व किया है। तो इंद्रानी तहबिलदार जी।
Thank you so much. I'm very much privileged to be a part of today's program, because this is the high time to explore the things, and so we must. I have acquired lots of knowledge of SSC also during the conversation. So इसमें मैं I just want to put few of bullet points here. First of all, we need to understand why we need SSE. What is the requirement? SSE को establish करने के लिए या लाने का motive क्या है? So I feel that it is to enable voluntary organization to mobilize financials in a more friendly and convenient way to become self-sustainable. क्या ये, if we see the report, does the report reflects this? That is the biggest question which is there in my mind. So now we need to work on the crisis or gap which is a threat for the establishment of SSE. So for which we need to understand the psyche of donor and also the parameters of a volunteer organization, those who are working in the grassroots level. So इसमें अगर हम देखते हैं तो first of all I want to say that in India the records of NGOs are not properly maintained or managed. That is, there is a lack of white paper analysis. अगर white paper analysis और data ही हमारे पास नहीं है at this stage, so I feel that formalization and rationalization should be started first, then before establishing a SSE. इसको हमें establish करना है, हमें एक systematic approach में जाना है. SSE, the motive behind establishing a SSE is good, but what way we are taking, that needs to be understood. Secondly, अगर हम अभी बात करते हैं NPOs या Section 8 companies, all are under few regulatory systems like Society Registration Act, Companies Act, Income Tax Act, SCRC, GST, FCRA, etc. So to avoid overlapping of these laws, it is needed to be more synchronized. So अगर हम बात करते हैं what trust का, so can a trust open a DMAT account if it is a stock exchange? We have to understand that. So what will be the common status of a Section 8 company or a trust or an NPO, which is not clear in this draft, in this report? What will be the individual advantage or disadvantage according to the existing law? ये जिस regulatory system के अंदर हम हैं, उसमें conflict हो रहा है. So we need to understand that also. That should be clear. That has to have some kind of clarity. If we talk about return, if it is exchange, then we have to understand the return on investment. If it is, if the impact is not achieved, if the return of investment is not achieved, do the risk investors can claim it as an expenditure? Will there be any tax exemption? That is also not there. Whatever I have understood from the draft or from the report, I'm just giving that points, that parameters, that bullet points. Then again come another point, that is conflict of interest. The report says donor should not be the part of the management, and the board have to have at least 3 to 4 members. One should be the woman. But we all know that few donor organizations, as sir has mentioned already, that corporate foundations, they have their own philanthropic organizations and societies. They are the member of those board. They are the board members. So are they eligible to be the part of SSC? That is a big question. Again, another thing is that we are talking about zero principal bond here. What do we understand by zero principal bond? It is what I understand, my knowledge is, as far as my knowledge is concerned, I feel that restricted institutional grant given by a donor, which become a legal obligation for a donor, is a principal bond. So, can a trust qualifies to be a part of that? That is a big question. Entire draft has a conflict in between. If you see, we are talking about Section 8, if you're talking about NPOs, if you're talking about any other volunteer organization, it conflicts. So another zero principal, that means zero principal bond or donation certificate, which has mentioned about, should be simplified so that the organization could take the opportunity or the advantage, the small organizations. So another few points are there. If you go through the draft, if you go through the report, we have seen that in the implementation part, there's lots of intermediaries and layers. If there is lots of intermediaries and layers, that means much donation is needed, much cost is involved. Who will bear the cost? If a part of donation is going to that cost, then we need to understand the cost benefit analysis. So that is also, there is a gap. They have not done the cost benefit analysis in that aspects. If we are talking, I'm talking in terms of stock exchange, right? And another thing, for-profit organization issue characteristics should be specified, like what kind of social enterprise can enter into SSC. It is not clear whether NPO would be registered, or NPO's product can get registered, or registered NPO can register at multiple products. That is also not clear in the draft. So that needs to be understood. So we need to work on those points. Apparently, the NPO space is, grassroots NPO space is very less. हम अगर देखते हैं तो ये बहुत confined होता जाता है. तो नीचे तक, this can be workable for the bigger NGOs and bigger organizations, but for the grassroots NGOs, it's very confined. They cannot even participate. So the purpose of opening up a stock exchange for the volunteer to enable them and to make them more sustainable, this draft cannot qualify that factors because of few things. Another thing, social auditor. The role of social auditor here in the draft is very loosely explained. Yeah. That needs more clarity, more thought, more deeper thought. Charitable institutions का भी जो है ना, वो भी articulated way में explain नहीं किया हुआ है. Religious and charitable institutions के बारे में भी बहुत articulated way में explain नहीं किया हुआ. That also needs to be understand, that needs to be taken care of. और सबसे बड़ी बात है, जब CSOs है are struggling to survive, right? अभी इस जब तक ये SSC kick off नहीं करता है, what these small CSOs will do? वहां तक पहुंच, they will have to travel a time to reach to be a part of SSC. वो कैसे जाएंगे? So we need to understand, these are the small things which need to understand. We need to bring it in the knowledge of everybody. So much.
You raised very, very relevant points, Indrani ji. Thank you so much. Next, we have Dr. Sharad Iyengar with us.